At this moment, the captain of Delon's private jet was preparing to line up for takeoff at Orus Hill Airport. After receiving a call from Delon, he immediately said, "Mr. Kevin, I am in line now, ready to take off to Eastcliff." Delon blurted out, "You immediately apply to the tower for a delayed takeoff, and then drive the plane back to the business jet apron. Wait for me, I will return to Eastcliff tonight." The captain asked in surprise, "You just came here this afternoon? Didn't you say that you want to stay here for a few days, so why do you want to go back now?" Delon said impatiently, "Don't worry, take the plane back to the business jet apron and wait for me. I will come to the airport now." The captain said hurriedly, "Okay, Mr. Kevin, I will apply to the tower now." When Delon came out of the bathroom with a dark face, Boyu was waiting at the door. Seeing him come out and hurriedly and respectfully asked, "Mr. Kevin, how do you feel?" "Not very good." Delon snorted coldly, and said, "Tell your master, I will return to Eastcliff first." Boyu exclaimed, "What? Mr. Kevin, are you going back now? The banquet has not officially started yet." "What the FCK?" Delon was very annoyed and blurted out, "Tell your old master, I wanted to give the Song family a great opportunity this time. It's a pity that your Song family is really not good for it." After all, Delon directly bypassed the banquet hall and prepared to leave. Boyu knew that Delon must be very angry, so he hurried back to the banquet hall and reported to Mr. Song. When Mr. Song heard that he was leaving, a trace of regret flashed in his expression, but he quickly returned to normal, and said calmly, "Since Mr. Kevin is leaving, let him go." Honor suddenly became anxious, and blurted out, "Grandpa, Mr. Kevin is here this time, but he wants to cooperate deeply with us. How could we let him go like this?" Father Song asked him, "He is leaving, can we still keep him?" "Oh." Honor said anxiously, "Grandpa, you are confused, you are such a far-sighted person. Can't you guess the purpose of Mr. Kevin coming to our house this time?" When Warnya heard this, she blurted out, "Brother, how can you say that to Grandpa?" Warnya had no father and no mother since she was a child. In her eyes, Grandpa Song played not only the identity of grandfather, but also the identity of parents. Therefore, Warnya could not tolerate the slightest disrespect for Mr. Song, even from her cousin. Honor looked at Warnya's eyes, and a trace of hatred flashed by. He said with regret, "Sister, Grandpa, the Kevin family, the reason why they came to our Song family must be because the Wu family's strength is declining. The seat of the first family in Orus Hill has been vacated. The Kevin family must hope to get a foot in it, so I think his purpose for coming to us must be to unite with us, and the Kevin family will support us to become the first family in Orus Hill. In the future, we will also adhere to the Kevin family, which is equivalent to having a strong backer in Eastcliff. This is the best of both worlds." In fact, Mr. Song had already guessed the true intention of young Mr. Kevin's coming here. An old hero like him who started from scratch, even though he is very old, he still has a very sophisticated grasp and understanding of the situation. He had long realized that with the decline of the Wu family, the pattern of the Orus Hill family would definitely be reshuffled. The old kings retreat and the new kings stood up. This is the truth of the more ancient history. However, he never thought that the Song family could have the opportunity to become the new king of the Orus Hill family. After all, although the Song family is very strong in Orus Hill, this 1/3 of acres of land, it is indeed weaker in the whole Orus Hill. This time Delon came over, and he also saw the general intention of Delon. Delon must be coveting the beauty of his granddaughter. He wanted to win over the Song family and make the Song family a running dog of the Kevin family, and at the same time wanted to make his granddaughter his own. If it had been before, even if he had seen through all of his goals, he would not refuse his olive branch. After all, such good opportunities are not often available. So many families in the south of the Yangtze River want to be cattle and horses for Eastcliff's big family, or even slaves and dogs, but Eastcliff's big family doesn't look down on them at all. There are many hidden families in Eastcliff, and the wealth behind them is not understandable by these families in Orus Hill. Take Eastcliff Wade family as an example. Because Wade family has very strong strength and background, no one of Wade family has made it to any rich list in the world. As long as Wade family is unwilling to appear on the list, then there is no such thing as a ranking of the richest people who dare to write their names on it. Therefore, no one knows how much money the entire Wade family has. There are dozens or hundreds of direct relatives of the Wade family's entire big family. Among these dozens of hundreds, the poorest are worth tens of billions, and the richest are even worth hundreds of billions. If you add up the real strength of this family, it's staggering. This is only the top family in the country. If it is a large family in Europe and the United States with a history of more than 200 to 300 years, the money in their hands is even more wealthy than a country. And like the Wade family, they are extremely low-key and never let their name appear on any rich list. The Rothschild family has been in business for hundreds of years and has countless descendants, but you can't find a single one on the rich list. After all, rich people only have money, and compared with rich and powerful people, that's a lot worse. After all, the Kevin family is not considered a top family in Eastcliff, so they will focus on the Orus Hill area. If it were changed to the Wade family, no family in the south of the Yangtze River would be in their eyes. Therefore, if it were to be put in the past, Mr. Song would never give up such a good opportunity to make friends with the Eastcliff family. But now he understood it a long time ago. Nothing in this family or that family makes any sense to me.